love how your name's James Misson and you're drinking a Jameson.
Got ice.
No, it's good.
Oh, so dry.
Huh? What do you mean? You think the ice
much?
makes it
How much?
liquidy? That's
How
fine.
much?
It's not- Wait, what do you mean it's so dry?
I don't know. I like it.
I like cold. I like
chilled.
it too. But also,
Go on, hit me with your whiskey knowledge.
huh?
But also, you're a
Hit me
bitch.
with your whiskey knowledge.
Some things like some whiskeys, like to really taste the whiskey, like you get a dropper and you put a drop of water in it, just like 1 or 2 drops.
Yeah,
You can see it like lets the oil out and it makes it stronger.
right.
But like the ice in it, too much, just dilutes it.
How much
I don't
stronger do you
think-
need your whiskey?
Yeah. I don't think I'd be sophisticated enough to go to like a whiskey tasting.
You for sure, I think, could.
Really?
Yeah.
Should book it in sometime. Ash's shout.
I got you guys some beers too as a treat
Oh,
when you're finished drinking that.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I think the last few weeks I've had like a starter drink. And this is burning tonight for some reason.
okay.
Maybe I've got Ash's throat condition.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's probably.
that I was just telling James that after having the rape rum the
Oh,
other
yeah,
night.
yeah. We stopped because I was like, I'll save this for Adrian and the podcast.
What?
So I vomited a couple of
I
times.
heard, yeah.
And then we're driving to the sunny coast and I was in the passenger seat and then I had to like throw up and I'm like, pull over. And then there's no spot to pull over until the exit. And then just as we're taking the exit, I just fucking hurled out the window. And by then it was mostly water. So it was all down the side of the car, but
What do you mean by then?
because I've just been smashing water all day.
Yeah.
Oh,
There was 2 initial throw-ups before he just got it. I feel like he thought he told you that story
No.
as well.
And anyway, so I felt good after that. And then probably 20 minutes later, we got to the other exit and it was like on top of the highway where the intersection was.
Did you
And there's
throw
lights
over
there.
the bridge?
And I pulled up at the lights. I'm like, I got to get out and throw up. So she like, it was like roadworks and shit. So she pulled over like in between the witches' hats. Then I hopped out and then all the cars in the intersection are just like staring at me.
Of
So I
course.
got down and I'm pretending to like check the wheels and shit. I was like, I don't know, I felt like a pussy. I didn't want to like throw up in front of everybody because, when I threw up on the freeway, a car drove past and they're like, just yelling at me. I'm like, yeah, I deserve that. And then, I was just like checking the wheels for 5 minutes and like looking under
And
the
what,
car.
just
5 minutes.
And
No,
just
I-
like dribbling
Wait,
vomit
I was-
out.
I was-
So you had the urge to throw up, but then I could hold my composure
I
to check the tires.
I fully held it in. Like, I
It's
didn't
like
want
when
to
you
vomit.
just take a big shit and then you like can hold it.
Yeah, I was
there's
holding-
like a 99.9999% chance you're never going to see anyone that saw you again.
I don't care. So I held it in and I'm just like looking at the tires and stuff. And then you know how your mouth gets real watery? I'm like, just spitting it out. It's like, check the car for defects.
You
And
knock
then,
on Katie, knock on the window.
Yeah.
And she's,
License and registration.
everyone's probably looking at her too, like,
Yeah.
this poor bitch.
Katie's just saying to the kids, that's your father.
Yeah. No, the kids weren't in the car, luckily.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I
I'm never drinking that again.
hate moments like
I
that.
wonder what it is.
It's that rum.
I
'cause
want-
yeah.
You had a
That's-
similar thing off the exact
Yeah.
same bottle.
Pretty much exactly what Ash had is what I had that time.
But other people have had that too.
Yeah, so is it possible for whatever's in it to settle to the bottom?
Laced with retinol.
Did Matt drink that?
He may have had a drop or so.
I drank it the week before and I was fine.
Yeah.
But
That's what I mean. Like, I had that fresh crack and then it fucked me.
Mm.
And then I don't know if it settled.
Maybe
You've
I
been
ju-
drinking it for...
Maybe our generation just can't handle
Yeah,
the OP
maybe.
rum.
Is that just regular rum?
Oh, sorry. OG rum, I meant to say.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe because last week you were touching on, like,
Emotions.
your, like, depression and alcoholism and stuff. And the rum, there's, like,
And I
a
haven't been
spirit.
drinking-
There's a spirit in the rum. And it just
Spirit.
goes,
It's called Spirit.
he's fragile
God, stop
tonight. Let's get him.
Maybe because I haven't been drinking much this year. My body's just like, good one.
Yeah, maybe.
Dickhead.
Yeah.
From 0 to 10.
Is that the first spirit you've had?
Yeah.
'Cause- Yeah, that might
Oh, yeah,
be.
is
it.
it?
That
That
could
sounds
be.
more legit.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. Nah, I'm going with the rape rum theory.
Is that?
It's Cosby rum.
Is it? Oh God. There's the thing about rum, right? Like some people can't handle it. Is that a real thing?
So many people talk about it.
It's like aggressive. I get so aggressive when I'm on rum.
Yeah,
Yeah, but is that
Remember
just like
Sport.
something that people say?
I think it's something people say.
Yeah, it doesn't make me more aggressive that I know of. I
Just
just
out
sort
there
of black out.
just punching people.
No, I think it's just a saying.
People want to sound
Some
tough.
people really believe it though.
I think
Yeah.
if you drink rum, you're more likely to be an aggressive person. It's the other
Why?
way around. I don't know.
Right. Okay.
Maybe a more mellowed person is more
Right.
likely to drink like whiskey and bourbon and shit.
Maybe. But then that sort of voids the argument because then like a mellow person could go drink rum and they'll be sweet. But the angry person could go drink whiskey.
and not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, sorry, guys, whiskey just makes me angry.
We should
no,
we should conduct a study.
Who's the angriest out of us all?
I don't know. Whenever a guest comes in, we'll feed them like
Well,
samples.
I thought you were going to say you were going to
different
feed them
spirits.
the
See which one we get knocked out on.
Oh, fuck. Oh, jeez. I just got a big error thing pop up.
Uh-oh.
Let's hope that's not important.
I've been selling heaps of shit on Gumtree lately
Yeah.
because we're still doing the move, still packing up and shit. And I have this old like hot water system, and it you just your home hot water
Sells
system.
his hot water system.
Yeah, I'm
That's
selling
what
every
you're
part of my house, man. Selling the gyprock and the paint separately. So we have an old.
I just
shitty,
cut the lawn. Do you want some grass?
we got like an old shitty hot water system that's been in there since the house was built, and we've just been waiting for it to die. And over the 7 years we've been there, it hasn't. But my mate is a plumber, and he rang me one day, and he's like, "We just pulled out like pretty much a brand new one for an insurance job because it has like a couple hail dents on top." I was like, "Oh yeah," and he goes, "Do you want it? 'Cause we have to bin it or you can have it." So I'm like, "Oh, I'll have it." So he dropped it off, and I'm like, "I'll just plumb that in next time or when the original one breaks." Anyway, it's been sitting in the garage for like 2 years. So I threw it on Gumtree for $100. And then I just had like 50 messages like within an hour. It was like 30 messages, and they're like, "Oh my God, can I get it now?" Yeah, I should have put it. I should.
Yeah.
When your phone lights up,
Yeah.
it's like,
Every
fuck,
time.
should have put.
Didn't
more
you
shit.
look at what they were worth?
There was like one or two on there, and they were like around the 500
No,
mark.
like what was a new one worth?
I think they're a couple thousand.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Yeah, you should do some like market research before you just go.
Yeah,
oh,
I
yeah.
should. I cut-
Because Nikita does that all the time. And
Yeah.
her phone blows up, and now she's like, I don't know who to sell it to. And I'm like,
The first
first
person.
yeah, that's what I say. And she's like, oh, but this person says that they've got a sick son or something. I'm like, what fucking bullshit?
But what does that make you like first in line?
Yeah, exactly. That's how it should be.
I didn't know people did excuses on Gumtree
I didn't
until
know either.
Really?
it says I'll get back to that story, but I was selling some outdoor pavers because I had like 50 or 60 of them in the shed, like the big concrete ones. This lady's like, "Oh, can you? I'll buy them all off you." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Oh, I've sold half already. I've only got half left." And she goes, "Oh, can you drop the price from 100 to 70 or something?" It was something dumb, just to get rid of them. Also, I've just lost my job and blah blah. Gave me this like sob story, and I'm like, I think I just said no.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Like-
I was gonna say I feel like you would have bought into it though.
Yeah, probably. Oh no. Okay, so the hot water system thing, I bought into this, sort of. This guy rocks up. Oh, so he's just like, "What's your address?" And I just told him. Then he rocks up, and he's like this Russian fella, and he walks up, and then I showed him the thing, and he's looking at it. It was like at night time, and he had his torch on it. He's like, "Oh nice, and he's like shaking his head at it. And there was like 2 outlet fittings that were missing, but I'm sure they're just a generic fitting that you buy and you plumb in. And he goes, "Oh, it's supposed to come with this, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I don't know." And so he's like, "You make a better price, I take now." I'm like, "Fuck." And I'm like, "Oh," and it was just awkward silence. And I'm like, "Oh, 80." So I like fully just caved. And then he's like, "Okay." And then he pulls out $100, 250s.
Yeah.
And then he
change?
goes,
You want
"Have
to
you got
change?"
change?" I'm like, "No, I don't have change." I went inside, pretended to look. I'm like, "I don't have any change." He's like, "Oh," and it's just awkward again. I go, "Well, I'll transfer you 20.
No.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Are you
No.
serious?
You're like, oh, sorry, can't have it.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm a bit-
Especially if
Money.
you had so many other people wanting it.
I'm a bitch." Anyway, so I transferred it. Oh no, he pulls out this scrunched up bit of paper and he's reading the numbers out in like German, of Russian, whatever, same. And then I'm like typing it in my phone, and then I look down and he's reading the wrong numbers for the wrong thing. So I ended up doing it right. I showed him and shit, pressed transfer, and then he took it and left. And then like an hour later, it just bounced back. I'm like, awesome.
Fuck yeah.
The Russians
But then
are
he
up.
might turn up. You just hope that you're out of there by then.
Yeah.
When we
Cut your head off.
when we sold Nikita's last car, that's probably the last time I've like raged hard because we sold it to this dude, and he came with like 4 of his mates. It was a Hyundai Elantra, so it was highly sought after in the Uber Eats community.
Oh, yeah.
Fuel efficient or something.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, so this guy rocks up. He had like 4 or 5 mates with him, and they're all looking over the car. And typical fucking selling a secondhand car, they're picking everything. And I did some market research, and it was like the second cheapest on car sales in Coventry. So I knew like it was what it was meant to be, and we were happy to drop $500 or something off it just to fuck it off. Anyway, they start trying to like haggle like $3,000 and shit off, and they were pissing me off. So I'm like, nah, we got heaps of other people interested. And then they call me that night. They go, oh, we'll take it. We'll put a deposit on it. And I'm like, okay, transfer it to here. And they go, oh, no, we'll pay cash. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, you'll have to drive back here and drop the cash off then. And then he comes back with like, it was like $50 or something. And I'm like, you're not putting a $50 deposit on a car. And he's like, you're trying to rip me off. And I'm like, whatever you put down comes off the final price. And he's like, it's just making me so angry. So he goes to the servo, gets like $500 out or something, and I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. Does that. Next day, I go do the Department of Transport shit, like on the seller end, whatever you got to do. Or I had to do something. Maybe it didn't pass the roadworthy or something. So I had to do fucking some dumb thing.
Yeah.
He comes to pick the car up the next day. It's sold. Deposit's been paid for that sold price. And then he starts trying to like haggle me down like another $1,000 again. And I'm like, dude. And I like pulled the deposit out of my pocket and I like just fucking pushed it at him. And I'm like, get the fuck away from me. And he got me on a bad day. And Nikita's standing there. And Nikita just like, and I was starting to get fucking pissed at this dude. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, I don't even want to sell you the car now. I'm like, I'd rather burn it. And he's getting all cut. He's like, no, I'll take it. And then I'm like, nah, fuck you. I'm like, it's done. I turned around to go inside, and Nikita's like, calm down. And she's like, I'll just talk to him. So I just like stood behind her, just like death staring him.
You're pacing going.
Was he like,
yeah, he took it for like what we agreed. But I was like, fuck, I hate cunts like that.
I get it. Like whenever we put stuff up on Gumtree, in my head I'm always like 10 or 20% is like of whatever it is, and like that's it. And then if people don't want it, then
exactly.
People either put up for exactly what they want or for more than what they are willing to sell it for. And if someone just gives them the money, then they win.
That's what I say to Nikita. I'm like, put it up for, because she just sells like little shit around the house she doesn't want anymore. So I'm like, put it up for like 10, $20 more than what you want. And cunts are always going to be like, will you take this for it? And then you get what you want. But she always puts it up for the minimum she'll take. And then someone will be like, will you take $10? And she'll be like, okay.
I sold the car.
Yeah. We sold the car. We cleared out the shed 2 Christmases ago. And I had all my old corded power tools in there. And now all my shit's fucking battery. Yeah. So I just put it all on Facebook and Gumtree. And I didn't think anyone would want that shit anymore. But my phone fucking got destroyed. And I ended up making like $1,000 off the weekend just selling old tools.
Yeah, true.
But this annoying like lady came and she's looking at a power drill and she's pulling the trigger and she's shaking her head. No, it's spinning and shit. It's like a normal Makita power drill.
No, I haven't plugged in.
And she's shaking her head and she's like, oh, I'm not paying that for it. And I'm like, why? She's like, oh, can you see the sparks inside? and I'm like, yeah. And she's like, means it's about to blow up. And I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. I'm like,
brushes.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm a tradie. I'm like, I know, like, you can see sparks in there if you look. And she's like, oh, okay. Here you go.
It means it's going to blow up.
People piss me off so much.
Oh, man.
I don't think I can imagine you being pissed off.
Can't you?
No.
Yeah, I guess neither of you have really seen me lose it, hey?
No.
Not
either happy or like sad.
Real sad.
I can get pretty angry.
Sure you can. I'm sure it's very scary.
Stop that. No, I'm pretty good at controlling it these days.
You think so?
Yeah.
Try and sell me a car. I'll give you $50. Is the tip? I saw you put a thing up. You went to the tip. I thought it was shut to the public or whatever.
Is it?
Oh, the outlet tip.
Is it still shut?
Oh, I don't go to that one. I
Oh.
went to the Beanley one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was one in Beanley.
Didn't you? They
Oh, it's a
fucking, every
transfer
time I go
station.
there, it's just,
Oh, it's not the tip, is it?
I hate getting interrogated. Like,
Yeah.
you'd be hard for you because
yeah,
you have.
that's what I was about to say.
Oh,
Even this
yeah.
morning, like we just had generic general
Yeah.
waste, half like our old playground equipment because Nikita's redoing out there. And they're like, oh, is that domestic or commercial? And I'm like, domestic. And they're like, oh, well, are you, like, can you prove it? And I'm like, I'm a cabinet maker. Nothing on there is to do with like a kitchen. And he's like, oh, I guess we'll have to let you do it. But then he like,
Because your car's covered in
Yeah,
like
sign
your,
writing.
your sign writing. Yeah.
so then he radioed as I was pulling away. He's like, can you watch the guy in the ute and see what he's dumping? And some dude fucking stood like beside my ute and just watched me. And I was like,
Really?
yeah.
Wow. Like, why do they give a fuck?
I don't know.
Like, they get
But-
paid per
yeah,
hour,
for
right?
sure.
I guess like there must have been a bunch of like companies that just dump shit.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
to be honest, I used to dump a little bit of shit in there.
I got a fucking acre's worth of lawn to mow, so I'll fill my entire trailer and my entire ute, and I'll go down to the tip, and I do it like every second weekend. And the guy still asks me for proof of residence. I'm like, cunt, you know who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
Stop trying to do your job.
Stop trying to do your
And-
job. But what do you actually have to give them a license or something?
Yeah.
Just proof of residence because it's free for locals.
Yeah,
for
no, but
some
like
shit.
anytime I've been to the tip, they're like, "Oh, where do you live?" And I just tell them my address. Like, okay.
No,
Oh,
some
true.
don't give a shit. Some they
Yeah,
want
I've
to
always got to
check-
show my license.
check your birth
I think it's
certificate
because of my ute. They're fucking-
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
makes sense.
yeah.
So he always asks if it's domestic or commercial. I'm like, it's domestic, and I always feel guilty, like because it's such a commercial amount.
But there's so many like acreage properties like
Yeah.
around.
So this one time I went, it was in like the early days. I went to because I had an investment home. I went there to cut her grass, and I threw my lawnmower on the back, and I threw all the grass in the back.
Oh, it looks
and
like
then
it.
and then I rocked up, and he's asked me again, and I go, "Nah, it's domestic." And he goes, "Oh, okay. It's just weird that you've got the lawnmower on the back." And then I had to explain. I'm like, "Well, I had to cut my other house's grass, so I put the lawnmower on the back, and that other house is an investment home. I guess it is work." And he's like, "Just go through."
I guess technically.
I'm making money off this house, so I guess.
We've heard that before, Mr. Jim's mowing.
You've just got a sticker that goes over Jim's mowing all the time.
Here's a little argument Nikita and I have been having for like the last 3 years about mowing the lawn. So we live
long
next.
argument.
We live next to a bush. Do you think it's frowned upon if when I'm mowing the lawn I throw my grass clippings into the bush?
Is it frowned upon?
I think
Yeah,
morally
probably.
yes, but
Why?
when it
But
comes,
does it matter? No.
yeah,
Isn't it?
when it comes to nature, moving grass from here to here, and there's a fence in the middle, it makes no fucking difference.
There's not even a fence. I just wheel the mower to the bush and
Oh, okay.
fucking
Tip it out.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
But the thing I think about is like,
Well, I was hoping you guys would be like, "Fuck, good job, you're helping the environment."
well, like if everybody just did that, though,
Yeah,
you
I
just
get.
have like
Yeah,
a
I get
bunch
everyone
of rotting
can't do it.
grass. Yeah, but I can.
Yeah, well, that's the perks of living next to a council bush.
But how is that different than like obviously when you mow, you use the catcher, right?
Yeah,
But what about those mowers that just like churn the
Mulch
grass and
it.
spit
Mulch
it out?
it.
yeah.
What if
Yeah.
you just did that and left it there?
Yeah, because then your grass looks a bit ugly. Because all the top depends how long your grass was. If it leaves clumps of grass, the grass under it won't grow evenly and it dies. Because if you left grass for like a pile of grass for a day and then broken
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
pile and it steams and it's
Yeah,
hot
yeah.
and rotten,
Because decomposing.
if that's
good for
happening
your grass
outside
and
your
soil.
fence, yeah, it's probably good as. But okay, so in that investment home, there was this girl that lived there, and she was hippie as fuck. And she, I was there one day doing something because I did my own maintenance there, and she's like, 1 second, and she saw the fucking neighbor got home, and she runs out there and just starts
Threw shit at him.
screaming at the neighbor, and then comes back, and she's like, I left a note on his door the other day because he cut this little plant off and then he threw it in the bush across the road.
Oh my god.
And I was like, oh, okay, what's wrong with that? And she goes, you can't take fucking, I don't know, whatever it was, and put it in a native forest. It's gonna blah, blah, blah. And she's like rattling off all these facts about native plants and like imported plants and all this shit. And then she like went over, left a note on his door, and then like grilled him when he got home. I'm like, chill out, Kaz. Like, fuck.
Speaking about notes, did you come see that note I put on my story the other week that I found in the gym?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like brought it home. It's over there.
Why?
Because I thought it.
That one.
I'll go grab
What
it.
was it again? Yeah.
So I got a photo on my phone of it.
Wait,
Can you put it up?
Why did you pick it up?
You have to put the
I
note
wouldn't
up.
have touched it.
Why? I wanted to see what it said. I was washing my hands and I saw it said read.
Oh, it wasn't like because
No, it was
I think
tucked
the
in.
photo you took was like it.
That was the original photo.
Can you
It
put
said
it?
read.
Can you put it on the screen or nah?
Yeah. Hang on.
So you found a note in the gym dresser room.
Yeah.
You can do it in post.
It's so gay.
Yeah.
All right,
in
hang
the
on. It's
dressing
just
room.
airdropping. Hopefully.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have touched it
Why?
because what if you open it and it had like just wet semen
Oh.
inside it?
Or anthrax or something. So that's who wastes their time doing something like this?
Yeah, I don't know. So that's what I was washing my hands. I looked over to the soap
Is this a
dispenser.
unisex toilet?
No, so that was the other thing. So the two.
All right, let's get through. What
Yeah, okay. So it's a little note tucked behind the soap dispenser. It says read. So I pulled it out and I read it, and it says, "I want." It says, "I want to lick 3, suck your pussy, etc."
That's an and.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes more sense. I was like, 3 sucks.
I like to suck.
I'll have 3 socks.
I want to lick and suck your pussy, etc. Lick you from your head to your toes, etc. Make you have multiple orgasms, squirt, etc.
Loves the etc.
I don't know. That's what I want to know.
It's a small bit of paper. I
You didn't
guess.
use a capital I.
Yeah, that's irritating, isn't it?
For me, it is.
Break up with them.
Anyway, the 2 messages I got the most were, "Did you write that?" Which,
Yes.
no. So I'm happy to do like a handwriting fucking investigation. And the other one was, "Why was it in the men's toilet?"
I know you didn't write
Which
it 'cause
again,
you thought
I
it
don't
said
know.
3 to suck your pussy.
I didn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
lick 3 your pussy. So, yeah, that's weird. They've fucked up and put it in the wrong toilet.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Unless there's a anyway.
I want to know what other notes are on this notepad.
Well, I can.
Tune in next week for an update. That was me.
That was you.
Yeah, I just sent a video.
Adrian is lame.
I just sent a video of something that I was going to bring up.
Do you want to bring it up now?
I'll bring it up now. So you've probably seen the video, but don't just let it play and you'll hear the end. But it was something that my brother, because my brothers are chefs, and it was something they told me decades ago when I was younger
Okay.
about KFC. And I was like, no way. Anyway, I just thought it was one of those dumb rumors that people talked about just to sound smart. And this video popped up and I was like, wow, it's probably true. I don't know. Assuming this video is in a documentary, so it's got to be real.
The fryers is a constant chore.
And then drop the oil. There's a lever under here. Just turn that lever over.
After it's been filtered and reused for 4 to 5 days, the leftover oil will be recycled into biofuel. And the chicken scraps collected in the bottom of the fryers used to make the gravy.
Really?
It's funny because it actually doesn't look very appetising now.
It's legit.
It doesn't. But a lot of people go crazy over our gravy, so it must work.
Once the scraps are mixed with the Colonel's own gravy mixture, they sell nearly 1.5 million gallons of it every year, making gravy their best-selling side order.
How long does it take to fill the thing up? Though? Like if they fill up every couple of days,
What's that?
the thing at the bottom, that they take and make the gravy out of.
Well, yeah, I think that's what he said, wasn't it? Every 4 to 5 days they clean it out.
Yeah, so they'll take all the scraps, mix it with the whatever the gravy mixture is, and I guess all the flavour from the chicken scraps. It's just, it's so fucked,
I think
though.
it's the
It's
word
gross.
scraps that's fucking you up. I don't think it's scraps.
Well,
I think it's just like oil.
Yeah, it's the burnt bits of crispy chicken that have like flaked off
Yeah.
and they sink to the bottom as they go. But like, it's just so
It's
It's
the
wrong.
wording. It's yeah. I
it's
don't
so
know.
it's so primal. It's such a primitive way of making gravy. Like you think there'd be some automated system where it's so consistent.
Well, this is old.
Yeah, this does look old.
What is gravy anyway?
It's like reduced stock, and so like say if you like made,
Yeah.
say if like you cooked food, right, and then you have a pan that's got like shit stuck to the bottom.
Yeah.
You can like put some liquid in there and then reduce it down and like make
So powdered gravy is just pure artificial like shit that they've
it might just be
formulated.
it might just be dehydrated.
Yeah. Okay.
So like coffee, like instant coffee, right, is brewed coffee and then they dehydrate it and it gets into those granules. So that's why
true.
when you put the hot water, it just rehydrates.
I just thought it was like mulched down beans.
That's what I thought. And I thought that does make sense.
no, it's brewed coffee.
I've never really looked at it, but I guess it is more like powdery than a bean.
Yeah,
The powdery bean.
and also
bean.
when you put beans into water, they don't just dissolve.
Very cool.
See you out there picking beans off a coffee tray and just eating it.
No,
I
'cause
do
then
coffee now.
Then it'd rain and all the coffee would just disappear.
My mum used to make, like to this day, like only recently, I never knew how she did it, but she'd make the best roast potatoes ever. Like they were just crispy as fuck. Like couldn't describe how good they were. And then I just thought she covered them in oil and then roasted them and that was it. But
Duck fat.
nah, well, yeah, close. What she'd do is if we did like any sort of roast or a meat or whatever, she'd collect that all the fat and then just like drown the potatoes in fat and then throw them in the oven.
True.
And they're
So
just
good.
like you get all the flavors of that roast meat, and it like deep fries it or whatever, air fries it, I guess.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
When you ever do a roast in the Weber,
Getting
like we'll have
stiffy.
the roast on top of the Weber, and where the coals are underneath, we'll put all the potatoes under it and just throw it under the meat, and it'll just drip fat on the potatoes the whole time it's cooking. It's so good.
How good's cooking?
So
It's the only primitive thing we do in life, eh?
I fucking hate cooking.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Do you ever cook? Like,
Like on that very odd occasion.
okay. Do you have like a go-to?
Like me personally, nah.
No, like what,
Baked
when
beans.
if you say, all right, I'm gonna cook.
bean powder.
I'm cooking on the 12th. Well, what do you go to?
Yeah, nah, I don't really have a.
Well, you said you like on the rare occasion.
Nando's.
Nando's, yeah. Fuck yeah.
No, I can't remember the last time. Like when Nikita and I first started dating, I'd like try and like impress
yeah.
her, and I'd just like,
Wait, so you don't just cook dinner as like a husband cooking dinner?
not really, no.
I know,
Sometimes,
really? I know that's like super unusual. Like some people, only one person cooks.
Yeah.
And then, in
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
places, like it's 50-50.
so if I cook, Nikita will have everything prepped before she goes to work that morning.
A
So
vomit
it's just-
bucket.
So it's just like a text.
Oh, throw this in.
Yeah,
Oh,
put
yeah.
this in the oven. Cook.
You just
this
do what you're
meat.
told,
Yeah,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah, okay.
I'd never go.
That's the same as
fucking-
following a recipe, though. Like
Yeah,
if you
I
have to follow a
guess.
recipe.
Yeah.
My go-tos are like, because I get home from work way early, a couple of hours before Katie does, and she has to pick the kids up as well. So my mission is to like have dinner ready when they walk in the door, because if it's not, the kids get distracted and it's
Yeah.
like hell after that. So like I have their shit ready, which is a standard whatever, and then for us I usually do like crazy veggie omelet with like homemade potato chips or something, or I just like, or something to do with fish. I love cooking with fish, like salmon or fish or whatever.
Yeah, I can't do that, eh?
Yeah, that's my go-tos. But then Katie, whenever Katie cooks, she'll just cook something different every time, and it's like the best thing ever. With me, it's like I can do it and I can do it good, but it's going to be the same thing every night.
Yeah.
To the point where Katie's like, Ash, I don't want any more fucking omelette.
I know we've got chickens.
Yeah.
Oh man, we have so many fucking eggs all the time. And I'm like, you have to eat these eggs,
We-
babe. Make it worth it.
We eat so many eggs.
Really? Yeah.
I fucking
Last
love eggs, man.
last Sunday, I got up early for whatever reason, and Westy wanted me to cook bacon and eggs on the barbecue because he prefers them on the barbecue. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
They do taste 100%
Yeah,
different.
they're pretty good.
Straight up.
Crack the
It's
first
all
one.
that 4-day-old chicken scraps left on the barbecue.
Crack the first one, and just like a fair bit of blood in it. And I'm like, oh.
I don't
The
think
egg.
I've ever
Yeah.
had blood in
Really?
a chicken egg. No.
Well, get this. Crack the next one, blood again. Third one, blood. And I was like, I'm not having eggs. I'll just have bacon.
Bloody
Well,
chicken.
the actual...
Is it
I
just
should have
like,
taken a photo, but I called Nikita and I'm like, look, I'm not having eggs. It's up to you.
If you scramble it up, they wouldn't have known. It'd be fine.
how
I
much
would
blood
know.
are you talking?
Like a good amount of swirl through the.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
Google blood in eggs. Blood in eggs.
Because, right, the eggs aren't fertilized. It's
It'd be like a calcium
blood spot.
deficiency or something.
Uncommon, but...
So it was sort of like that, but it was in the white of the.
Okay. Wait, go back to the... Not just the images.
Oh,
There's
go
like a
to-
reason why.
No, we want to look at pictures
No,
now.
I just want to know why.
Blood spots are uncommon, but can be found in
Okay.
both. Blah blah blah. They develop when tiny blood vessels in the hen's ovaries. Oh, okay,
So it's
sweet.
fine.
Because I saw it and assumed
You thought it
dead
was
baby chicken.
No,
Dead
no,
baby
no.
chicken.
Because the eggs aren't... There's no fucking rooster fertilizing these
I fucking distinctly remember when Dad had his farm job, Mum cracking an egg in the pan one morning and like a chicken.
Did you have a rooster?
Chicken just flies out.
Probably.
Yeah, so then they could have been
Yeah,
fertilized
for sure.
fucking-
Just like this mangled chicken.
That's fucked.
That's why you didn't
reminds
want to
me.
eat the egg.
So, completely, it's somewhat on topic. We went to the shops yesterday. We pulled up in the undercover car park. And as we were pulling into the car park, this bird randomly drops from the like ceiling onto the ground. So this lady walks over and she's helping this little bird. And I'm like, that's fucking weird. And then we start walking to the shop and a bird drops in front of us, like two birds. And I thought it was like, remember that movie with Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
I forget what it was.
Which one? The Happening?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Fucking
And
love that movie.
I thought it must have been like a moment like that. And I'm like, do not touch the
Final
bird.
destination.
The birds are killing themselves.
I'm like, don't touch the bird in case there's like a weird disease under here or something.
That's legit.
So what was
Yeah.
it? Do you know what it was?
No, we don't know. But this bird dropped and it wasn't doing good. It was just like flapping on the ground. I'm
Like
assuming before.
baby
it-
birds or
No,
full-grown
just
birds?
like, what are the little tiny ones? Like a finch or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the
Those
exact
little whirly
breed.
birds, not whirly birds.
Yeah, a tiny
Just call them
tiny
finches.
car park bird.
I love car park birds.
Anyway,
That's
so
a weird. Okay, you get-
yeah, it's flailing on the ground, but it's like off the side of the road. And Nikita's like, I want to help it. And I'm like, don't fucking touch it. We come back from doing the shop and I can see it in the middle of the road. And I'm like, Nikita, you need to go in the next lane. She's like, why? I'm like, just trust me. She's like, the bird's dead, isn't it? I'm like, and she just like, I don't know why, but she just stared at it from that moment to like when she got to the car. And I'm like,
Saying a prayer.
Yeah, basically. I felt a bit bad.
I saw it was years ago. I was doing some work at a school for I was working at my dad's work doing like security outside of windows and fitting security screens to windows. And going through the school car park, there was like this bat. It was in the morning. They're never out at day, but it was like flailing in the dirt, and birds were like swooping it, trying to because it was like dying.
Yeah.
And all I wanted to do was help this bat, and I knew like I'd probably get rabies or some shit.
That's a full of diseases.
Yeah. So I was getting close. I'm trying to shoot the birds off. And like the guys I'm working with are like, what the fuck are you doing? Get to work. I'm like, this poor Batman. Batman.
So bad.
Yeah. And fucking the bat died.
What? Well, when you were watching it?
Yeah.
Nah, just like at the end of the day, I finished work and I'm like, well, I wonder how the bat's going. And it's just dead in
Wait,
the car
so you
park.
went to you went to help it, but then what did you do?
Well, I
shoot
couldn't.
the birds
I had to
and
go to work, like because the birds were it was like crows, I think they were, and they're
Yeah.
just like swooping it and like
Yeah.
jumping down and pecking at it, and just they get real close, but
Yeah.
they don't want to get too close till it dies. And then at the end of the day, I was like, I'm gonna suss that situation out, and that was dead. Yeah,
At the Woolies near us, they got an underground car park as well, and it was full of those car park birds.
I know the ones.
It's my favourite breed.
And then
Car park
so
birds.
maybe like 6 to 8 months ago, like the place stunk like bird shit all the time because it's like that's where the
Yeah,
birds
yeah.
would go, and they cleaned it all out, right? I don't know, gurneyed it or like whatever, and then they put this netting and shit all along the roof, like where the birds would
Yeah.
like go up to perch. And they obviously fucked it up because all the birds were like up in above the netting. I was like, holy shit. And then the next time I came down, they must have fixed it because the birds weren't up on the netting, but they were just like all sitting on like where the trolley return thing is.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's just like shit all over where like all the trolleys go. Like this is a terrible solution.
That is a fucking stupid solution. Something I should come up with.
I'm a smart guy.
Yeah. Let's put it.
This just fucking triggered me with your netting. We took the kids to a big play centre last Sunday with one of Nikita's friends. We like met up there for a play date thing with their kids. And we're playing in this play, like, I don't know if any of you have been there. It's the Jungle or something.
In
yeah.
Cabela Bar or something.
Yeah.
yeah.
That one.
That's pretty sick.
Haven't been there. Yeah. Well, it's basically this big, like, fucking, like 5-6 story
Okay, yeah.
playground thing.
How the
Typical
fuck did
play
you get
centre
in
thing.
there?
Yeah, I wasn't at the start, and then the kids were just going crazy, and I was like, "Fuck!" And that's what I was going to say. Nikita and her friend were just talking, and then they ended up just going to like a table to talk.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was just me and the other dad just trying to control these kids.
Do you
So
not
we're-
ever go into the things?
Oh yeah, so the adults go in there, but there's a section towards the top where adults can't get because the kids are so like they have to curl up to get
100%.
there.
Okay.
Westy was pretty sweet. He would
And
go
the only way down is to go down the biggest
Yeah.
slide, and the kids don't want to.
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
you can't get up there to save them.
Westy was pretty sweet. He just went and he ran his whole his own race the whole day. But Parker, he found the most hilarious thing to do would be run around the whole playground thing until he found a tight little climbing section that I A couldn't fit in, or B didn't want to contort my body and awkwardly get stuck.
You're like Homer in the slide with the crane has to lift
that's
him
all
out.
I could picture. Anyway, so he, I don't know if you really remember it, but basically in the middle of the playground thing, there's a wavy sort of slide that goes like this.
Okay.
It's not a slide, but it's like a platform and it waves, and then there's another one that waves under it. So you can get through the little gap there if you wanted to. So
Is it meant to do that so you can climb up? Or?
yeah. So Parker does this little ninja move where he slides down this one and then slides down this one, shoots down there. So I'm like, fuck, I'm trying to leg it after him. But for whatever reason, my socks gave way as I was at the top. And I ate the biggest shit I've eaten in fucking ages. And I'm just full, if there was a camera there,
Did you
the cunts would be pissed. Yeah, I don't know what I did, but I fucked my back. But as I was reaching, my finger got tangled in the net, and I'm dangling by my finger a little bit, and I'm just I was just fucked and tangled in the hole.
Holy shit.
And there's just
This is my worst.
5 and 6 year olds get the fuck out of my way kind of
Stepping
thing.
on you.
But yeah, they're trying to squeeze down beside me. I'm like, give me some space.
Get away from me.
Yeah.
Did you try and sell me a car?
An alarm goes off, and all the workers come out with sticks trying to poke you out.
Another dad got stuck again.
Yeah, another dad.
Yeah,
Another dad down.
I hated it.
Have you that slide? It's a big silver slide,
Yeah.
and to get up it, you have to go up those. I don't know what the thing's made out of to climb out.
Yeah.
You have to same thing as platformies, but they're shell shape.
Yeah,
and
they're
they're
giant leaves or something.
Yeah,
like
leaves
that.
or something, and you got to climb up them all, and they're real hard plastic with a grit finish on them. So if you touch them, you'll lose skin, and if you headbutt them, you're unconscious. So you're trying to get up. I was trying to get up with Josh. This is when he was little, smaller, and get to the top. And it's such a mission to get up there. The slide's not worth it. Anyway, he sat on my lap and we slid down. It was whatever. It's just a long chrome slide to the bottom. And then we did it again. And as I sat down, I didn't realize, but my shirt was pulled down lower, and I sat on my shirt. So it was way more slippery.
Yeah.
And as we go
So
down,
good.
we picked up speed. I was freaking out, what the fuck's happening? And we shot out the bottom, and where the next jungle gym starts?
Yeah.
We shot straight from the slide, airborne, and he's in my lap, and he went on the full into the fucking, all the metal poles are padded.
Yeah.
I sort of tried to hold him, and then I just corked myself and my whole body into this pole.
True.
And everyone around just stopped and was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "What happened? How did that happen? That shouldn't happen."
this is a kids park.
And it was so fucking weird. We got airborne at the end and just fucking hit full on into the thing. And that night, I put Josh in the bath, and his leg had the biggest black bruise on it because they corked his leg because he was screaming after it. I was like, holy shit, lawsuit.
Yeah, I got pretty angry at that moment as well, because I had to I was in fucking a fair amount of pain, so I had to go back to the table. I had to go back to the table where Nikita was sitting with her friend and quietly try and tell her without her friend
Why?
hearing.
Just tell everyone. We all want to hear when
Because
people eat shit.
Nikita let everyone know after she started pissing her pants. Because she's like, what are you doing back? And I was like, I just ate shit pretty hard in the playground. She's like, what do you mean? And then I explained it to her quietly, and she just lost it. And she's like, James just fell over in the playground.
Crying like a bitch.
Yeah. Told her friend, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Do you want a Band-Aid?
I'm going back in the jungle gym.
Can I go back and play?
Yeah. But it was we had to leave. I don't know if it was the same when you got there, but we got there when it first opened. And it was just young kids, so it was pretty chilled in there. But by the time we left, an hour or two later, the older kids must have rocked up, or a birthday party got released into the playground or something. But they were they were 8-year-olds or something, and they're just fucking
crazy
doing all the shit you're not meant to do in there because their
climb the
parents
outside.
can't see.
Climb the outside of the
Exactly.
slides. Have you been to Area 51 yet?
Nah, we want to.
That's pretty.
Have
good.
you been to that one?
No.
Nah.
Everyone keeps talking about it.
Yeah.
It's all right. Yeah, they're each section is age restricted. So whatever your age kid is, he has a wristband, and they can only go into certain things. But yeah, it's pretty sick. I got the shits the first time we went there because because there's Crocs, Jungle, Area 51, Lollipops, all these like big kid play centers, and you have to buy their fucking socks. And I'm like, I just wear my Jungle ones to all of them. And we went to this Area 51 that it's open, like it's recently opened.
We don't allow outsiders.
I said to Katie, I'm like, I'm gathering all the socks up. And they're all our whole family's got Jungle socks. Yeah. She goes, no, we got to get the Area 51 socks. I'm like, why? And she's like, because you probably have to buy them to go in. I'm like, yeah, but these are the same fucking thing. Like, on principle, it's the reason you buy them is for safety.
Yeah.
I'm not buying their brand. Like, it's fucking such a rot.
Just bleach them.
Yeah. And she goes, I will buy them for me and the kids. And I'm like, well, I'm going to, out of principle, wear my fucking Jungle socks. So we get there, and this lady's like, go sign all the fucking forms to say you can't sue us when your kids die. And then so we're signing all the forms on the thing. And then she's like, oh, it's your first time, so you're going to need socks. I'm like, it's all good, I've got these ones. And she's like, you need to buy these ones. I was like, seriously? And then Katie's like, see, I told you, like out loud in front of her. And I'm like, fuck. So
it's the hot water system. It's the hot water system all over again.
Jungle and Area 51 socks.
Yeah, so we end up having to buy them. And then when
we go with 1 and 1. Yeah. What are you going to do?
And when we're in there, there's parents just wearing normal socks and shit. Not even any, like, just normal socks.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is bullshit.
Wait, it's not a tramp place, is it?
There is a section there.
Okay.
But there's heaps.
Do you need those socks for are they grip socks?
Yeah, they're those grippy ones, yeah.
Because the only time we've had the kids I don't know that they need those grip socks that are like trampoline.
Yeah.
Like bounce and shit.
Yeah.
Bounce is pretty cool.
Kids had a party at it's not Bounce, it's some other franchise. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a smaller trampoline place, and they did like, I don't know, like a 2-stage party. So it was like the party wasn't at the trampoline place, but it was like at say like a cafe type thing. But they organised, because in the complex there's like the trampoline place, and also it's Top Golf, but it's not like out into like holes. It's like a simulator, like a screen.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind trying one of those. They look pretty sick.
So they did it for this kids' party, and the kids are 7. So kind of old enough, but also definitely not old enough for that.
Yeah.
Because none of them could do it.
Yeah.
And you'd have to because it's a screen, right? There's like all these different games you can play. One of them is like the actual Top Golf game where like there's like holes and stuff, and there's other ones that's like zombies coming at you, and then you have to like cartoon zombies coming at you, and you have to like throw balls at them or something. Not golf balls, like a, I don't know, like a volleyball or something. Kid-sized volleyball. But none of the kids could throw the things hard enough at the screen. Like, you must have to hit the screen with a certain amount of impact so that it can know how far the ball's meant to go. None of them could do it. So they're like, these kids throwing it as hard as they could at this screen. It just touches the screen, and then this ball like hits the ground and rolls.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the best kids party thing.
It's tricky finding something that's good for like everyone.
Like, it was a cool thing, and I think for like a little bit like if we went there, I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
There was a bar right there and like tables and
it'd be sick.
Is there an adult version of these like kids play centers?
I think there is. I think I saw a sign at Jungle that said like 18 plus.
Oh, like
Friday
at
night or something. That'd
be cool with all the lights off and do neon.
Imagine how many like broken legs and shit there'd be though.
You have to sign an extra waiver.
Yeah.
Strippers everywhere.
With that same sort of scenario, I guess. You know those punching arcade things? Mm-hmm. So there was one at Westie's party, and my brother-in-law
I wanted to do it.
Punching arcade. So it's like a speed bag
drops down. You punch it as hard as you can.
Yeah.
So my brother-in-law broke the record on it, and I walked past just after he did it, and he's like, "Hit this!" I just broke the record, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, okay." And I didn't say okay immediately, but Nikita walked past, and Nikita had a crack, and she came. I think she was like 100 points off his score. Yeah. But I was thinking, obviously she can't hit as hard as he can. So is there like a certain...
It'd be just like those carnival things where you have to hit it at...
Yeah, there'd have to be a certain spot where it swings back or something, Where
I wonder how accurate it is. Is it where it is it the thing it hits?
That's what I couldn't tell. Because I'd imagine there'd be nothing in the bag. It'd be...
Yeah, otherwise someone hit it so hard they'd break their wrist.
Yeah, for sure.
And unless it reads it has two sensors. One is when you touch it, it triggers one sensor, and then when it hits up here, it triggers another sensor, and then it like it measures the time in between.
This might be too sophisticated, but I'd be like, if there was a thing that just says, like, you know, you can have your phone, right, and it's got, you can see it like a velocity or whatever.
Yeah.
Thing. Just have the arm this is how hard you hit it.
Oh yeah, it judges the speed of the flick.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was.
I don't think that really matters.
Because then I was just freaking out. Whenever I'm under pressure.
What if I get one to
miss it? Well, when I'm under pressure like that, I'm just thinking that I'm going to miss the bag and just hit like the solid part above it or something.
Have you seen those videos?
Yeah, that's all I can.
I don't want to go viral.
Yeah.
Film me in case I do.
Fuck that.
Okay, so how'd you go?
No, I didn't beat his score.
Okay.
You got me.
Did you beat Nikita's?
I don't remember. Maybe.
When I'm at those kid play centers, I can't help but think like, whose job is it to build these things?
I always thought like it's a good business idea. Like they're always packed.
100%. I was thinking that as I was mid-fall in the play center.
I think I could maybe get one of these.
Yeah, because I was thinking that. Like you just got to pay that initial setup and then it's just maintenance.
And insurance.
Yeah, insurance is fucking huge.
Not when they sign a form.
Did you jump off the like big platform into the bag? I wanted to do it so bad, but
where at?
How big is the platform?
So it's 3-level diving board sort of thing. So you can start where you basically just fall off.
About how high?
Maybe
2 meters or more.
No, more. So the highest one was like to the ceiling of the industrial building.
Huge.
Yeah.
Sick.
I watched 3 kids go to the top one. Like they were so confident on the floor, like as you are when you're maybe 10 or 12. And then you see them go to the top and they're just leaning over and they like came back down.
Yeah. I got a video of Josh. Is at Area 51. They've got like 3 different platforms that go onto trampoline. Oh no, it's a foam pit in the trampoline section. And so he runs in there to the top one, and then he stands there, and then he's just standing there. He's like, "Fuck this! I don't want to do this." But he wanted to, but he was too scared.
Yeah.
And he stood there for probably a full minute, and I'm filming him, and there's like 10 kids behind him just lining up. And the line's getting longer and longer, and I'm like, "Josh, come on!" And then he turns around and he just like awkwardly makes his way through all the kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, "That's not my son."
I was fucking shitty. Last time we went to Bounce, they've got a similar thing where you jump off a platform into like a big airbag. And I spent maybe half an hour going through with Westy. I'm like, jump off, like it'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. And I randomly had to go to the toilet. I go to the toilet, come back. Nikita's like, Westy just did a backflip off the platform into the bag. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was so angry.
Oh, you make your kid nervous.
Yeah, I must. It's all my anger.
That's good though. Like at least he did it.
Yeah, I guess.
The first time
Did you not want to do it again?
No, he didn't do it again. I think it freaked him the fuck out.
Okay.
There's one at
Well, he
Tingalpa.
went for a backflip straight away.
Yeah. I think in his head, like if he's going to do something, he just has
Travis
to.
Pastrana.
Yeah. He has to do what he wants to do because he knows he's not going to fucking get up there again.
Do that Barbie girl music start playing.
That's interesting.
There's a place in Tingalpa. I forgot what it's called, but it's not Bounce. It's another brand.
Yeah.
And there's a foam pit, and you run up, and then you hit this trampoline, and you do whatever you want into the foam pit. But they got these little kid police there, and they
mean we're making sure they don't get hurt?
Yeah.
Well, they make sure you get out of the foam pit and shit. But you can't do multiple flips. The rule is like you can do flips, but you can't do more than one, just in case. Fucking, I don't know, you might die midair.
Yeah.
No.
So,
Okay.
when I didn't know this rule. I was like,
I did a quadruple backflip.
I'm like, this is a foam pit, and I'm thinking, what am I gonna do? Because I'm not good at flips or anything. And I'm like, it's foam. No matter what I do, I'm not gonna get hurt. So my thing was jump.
It's water. I'm not going to get hurt.
No, but they're like little foam bricks, and you could legit land on your head, and you won't hurt. Anyway, so I jumped, and my thing was just throw my body in any direction as hard as I can, and just see what my body does. So I did this. So I just jump, and I just fucking do this weirdest twisty flip things, and then I land, and this kid's like, "You can't fucking wear it," and I'm like, "Tell me what to do." So yeah, I got told off by a kid.
I just imagined you
listen to
like
it.
kinking your neck or something halfway through
No,
the flip.
it'd be this. He'd like knees first and knee himself in the nose and break his
The only
nose.
way you could hurt yourself in that is if you like are allergic to foam.
The fucking the other night. So Westy started soccer this week, which he's been wanting to do for like the last 2 years. Now he's finally old enough. So he had his first soccer training, and he's got these two like best friends at his new school, and they joined up to soccer because Westy was doing soccer.
Yeah. At the same place, obviously.
Yeah. And one of them just came back from a week's holiday at Cairns. And I put on my story today of Westy throwing the boomerang.
He came back from a week's holiday at soccer camp.
No. So while they're in Cairns, the kid's mum goes, you can pick one toy or like one souvenir to take back to your best friend. So
this kid, as a present.
Yeah. So this kid picked a boomerang, and his mum's like, don't you want like a snow globe or something? He's like, nah, Westy will fucking love a boomerang.
Sick.
And so his mum's like, okay. So the three kids that are all best friends all got boomerangs, and they all got them given at soccer training. And it was a full like grown up, you know, the movie Grown Ups,
Yeah.
where they shoot the bow and arrow in the air. It was that moment because soccer training finished.
Let me show you how to
Yeah.
throw this boomerang.
Soccer training finished. They all got their boomerangs. Westy threw his. He was a bit unco at the start, so it just went like 2 meters. Same with the other kid. But this one kid, he just had the momentum, and he fucking got up and under it. And this boomerang went like 20 meters in the air.
Did it come back?
And then it just started to curl
Yeah.
back towards like all us parents standing there. And it was just like a fucking...
Who's going to catch it?
It was just like, yeah, it was like everyone panicked, and then it started to come faster, and everyone's like... And then we all just started to like move out of the way. It was so fucking hectic. And then I'm just like, Weston, get in the car. Because he like picked his up to throw it again. And I'm like, you're not going to be the one to boomerang some cunt.
This
It
maybe
obviously didn't hit anyone.
No, it missed, but it was like fucking...
Did it come down with some force?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
this might be a very un-Australian thing to ask.
What's a boomerang?
Was the boomerang a weapon or was it just a hobby?
I believe it was a weapon.
Was it a weapon that like if you missed
no.
the fucking your prey, it would
Yeah,
just
it'd
come
come
back
back,
to you?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was never sure about that.
Gotcha.
I looked at your story today. It popped up and like
They're so fun.
the
Oh, 100%. I loved it.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, so your story was like the first one that popped up was like picture of your ute with all the rubbish and that climbing jungle gym thing that
Yeah.
was on there. We got the exact same
That's
one.
a
I was
Kmart
like,
thing, hey?
Yeah, I think so.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, my kids have the exact same thing. And then the next thing was like Westy throwing a boomerang. And I'm like, oh, Josh got a boomerang like the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Boomerangs are fun.
100%. I fucking... Once I got the hang of it again, because I probably haven't thrown one since I was a kid. And I
I've
was
never
just
thrown
like,
one until the other day.
Really?
Because this one was, we went to the koala sanctuary and they have them in the gift shop. And I thought it was just like a,
Well, yeah, there's
just
like
like
there's
a-
the thick ones that are like not for throwing,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
decorative.
yeah, I thought it was a decorative thing. Anyway, we were in the backyard and Josh has fucked it within 10 minutes anyway. He's like dragged it on the concrete and shit. So I I picked it up and I'm like, I just threw it just like a light throw in the backyard and
Yeah.
it started curling. I was like, holy fuck, it's
sick,
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one I think needs more weight to it.
Okay.
But it's like, because I was trying to show Westy how like it was carved and shit like
Yeah,
that.
it's like got an angle on
yeah.
one edge of it.
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
to it.
Aerodynamic.
So I was trying to show him that, but he just didn't give a fuck. But for whatever reason, the way he was throwing it was like, it was coming back to him. I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, I've watched videos.
it
I
works.
spent all night learning how to do this. I mean, like, I don't think it's Nerf brand, but there's like some other outdoor equipment brand that have all these different,
Yeah.
not boomerangs, but like they're like be a frisbee, but just like three, like a triangle type frisbee
Yeah.
and shit.
That did that ever come in during your like sports carnivals? At it, like, or not really?
No.
So when
We only did those fucking over under and
yeah.
tunnel ball
Oh,
and
yeah.
shit.
So when I was leaving primary school, because they didn't want us to use javelins and shit like that in
Yeah.
primary school, we used to have to throw like Nerf
Yeah.
balls and
That's cool.
yeah, it was cool.
The only time we had Nerf at school was when like someone brought it to school to play.
I'm pretty sure we had javelins at sports day.
We had it in high school, but in primary school, I don't know if it was a safety thing, but they're just like throw this Nerf ball. Or the teacher just forgot to bring the javelins that day.
We only did sport one day.
The javelin event was right next to the nunchucks.
Yeah.
I got you guys
What do you got there?
ginger beers.
Sour beer.
Do you like them?
I like
What is it? Oh, sour. I didn't read that. Bel Air sour.
Yeah, sour beers.
Ginger beers.
Is it ginger beer?
Yeah, it's ginger as well.
Give it a crack.
Anyway, I just saw.
Oh, it's not ginger. It's not
Ginger
ginger,
flavoured.
beer. It's ginger in beer.
I take that as ginger beer.
It's not ginger beer.
It is.
It's not ginger beer.
As gay as ginger beer.
I like the can.
You're gay. You know how I know you're gay?
The pack.
You like
drink
Asia.
ginger beer. Sticking ginger beer up, was it ginger figging horses is less
figging
gay than
horses.
drinking ginger beer.
No, it's not.
It is. When I was at the bottle shop, I saw this and it was in the floral, the faggiest looking packet.
Oh, it smells like ginger.
Sorry, I just dropped the F-bomb. Probably shouldn't. Can you beat that out?
No.
I'm sorry. I did not mean to offend ginger beer drinkers. But
No, it's beer, but with
is
ginger in it. It's not ginger beer.
Did you want to taste?
No, I've got real beer.
Yeah, I bought you some
I think,
pastel yellow canned beer.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like
I like it.
It's okay.
beer drinkers from like decades before us, if they knew where our generation was heading, they'd be like, this is terrible.
I used to hate like fruity beer and shit like that. But sometimes like the gigs I go to are in like
Gay bars.
yeah. To put it nicely.
What do you mean? There's nothing wrong with saying gay bar.
Well, they're not even necessarily gay bar, but you know, like some of the city bars and shit like that, it's all like hipster fucking
You can never
fruity
tell now.
pale ales and shit like that.
Yeah.
I always say like to the chick behind the bar, I'm like, look, what's your most basic beer? I'm like, I normally drink Corona or Great Northern. And she's like, oh, you can have
that?
Yeah. So you can have this IPA with a fucking 16 gram apple fucking blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, just give me that. But
Why not just give me what everyone gets?
because like some people get, like I did that at the start and I had to force them down. Whereas now it's pretty easy because I just have water.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, I don't mind that too much.
Too much.
Like I probably wouldn't buy it again.
I like ginger though.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of figging.
Oh, I was talking to my brother today. I was on the phone to my brother for about an hour talking about his canning company.
Oh yeah.
So, well, not his canning. He works at a canning company doing like managerial work and sales and stuff. And then I finally asked the question you keep asking me about the labels on the cans.
Yeah.
So the mouthpiece shows you the direction of the can and why the label's never properly positioned. So what he said is the can, they get the can with the label on it, and that piece is actually separate, and it gets dropped on, and then this wheelie machine like
Crimps it on.
yeah crimps it on. So it just gets dropped on randomly.
I think I've seen that now that you mention it.
Yeah, that's the answer to your question. Now you can die happy.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. We spoke for an hour, and I was like, he's telling me all these facts and shit. I'm like, this is so interesting. I'm like, we should probably get him on the podcast.
Yeah, 100%. Can we go for a tour and then get him on the podcast?
I asked him,
While
that.
we're
I'm like,
fucked up.
I said, I'm like, can you get like free samples?
I do cat food.
Well, he said, I'm like, can you get free samples, like sneak fucking drinks and shit? Because I do like alcoholic drinks as well, and a lot of like ice, like coffee, canned coffee drinks and stuff. And he said, not really, because they
It's on a big conveyor belt line.
well they get like a certain amount of units given to them by their customer, and they have to deliver. I think
there'd be
at least 80
of error.
Yeah, it's like a 5%, so they might lose. I think with the setup of machinery and all that, you lose like fucking 5 or 10%. So there is like a cutoff. But
Yeah. I without being too specific because everything's still up in the air, but I went to a spirit distillery plant today near us to talk about like a potential collaboration.
Okay.
And they had a full table set up where you could mix your own like spirits and shit like that. Yeah, but it was for like other people that were coming in.
It's like the Bundy thing, right?
Yeah, it was like it's pretty much similar to that. And I was like, fuck, that'd be pretty cool to go and do.
You can do gin like that too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
who's the guys next to our work, the Gin Co or something?
Oh yeah.
What's their deal? Do they have their own alcohol, like their own brand of gin? Is that
No, so I think they have a gin bar up in Brisbane City, and then they do like a gin of the month box that you can purchase. So
I don't really like gin.
don't you?
I don't know.
I can't say I've ever.
I don't know what gin is.
Yeah,
What
I
is
can't
gin?
say I've ever drank it. I know my uncle used to love. What's the gin drink?
Tonic.
Gin and tonic. Yeah.
So what is gin? Because beer is beer, and then you got spirits.
Gin
Like,
is spirit.
you got like you got your whiskeys and your bourbons. And
It's like that. Gin is its own thing.
Have you guys ever
okay?
sipped tequila like on its own?
What the fuck's tequila?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I've only ever had like
spirit.
dark
death.
spirit.
It's death.
So I heard a statistic today that tequila is the only upper alcohol.
That's
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder.
What is
Because
it?
that's why The Rock's brought out a tequila, Kevin Hart's brought out a tequila. Like all the...
It's not the alcohol that's an upper though. It's whatever else is in.
It's
I don't
it's
know.
what's
okay.
happening in your scene when someone pulls out tequila shots. It's usually when
It's
everyone.
like, it's like when rum makes you angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many people don't like tequila though. I don't.
I've never had it on its
When you
own.
think about it, people bust out tequila at the peak of happiness, right? You're all clubbing and shit, and it's like, this is sick,
Yeah.
tequila shots. And then that's when you can afford the tequila.
Yeah.
So everyone thinks that.
That's when you no. You can, no. That's not when you can afford it.
My mate's birthday one
That's
year.
when you don't care that you can't afford
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I
when
guess.
we were like 20, it was my mate's birthday, so I went and bought him a nice bottle of tequila. And like I was maybe a second or third year apprentice or something.
Yeah.
So this
it's so funny. Like at that age, a nice bottle of tequila is like $50.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. I think I spent like $100 on this thing.
Oh, right, okay.
Like he was like a good mate, and he hired a hotel and shit down the coast to go clubbing and blah blah blah, like usual shit. And I give him this tequila. I'm like, fuck yeah, like he's gonna love it. And he opens it. He's like, I fucking hate tequila. I'm like, fuck. And then the whole weekend just turned into me being the shittest cunt for buying him tequila. I'm
Wow.
like, dude,
It's expensive.
I love you.
Alcohol's hard. You can't buy alcohol for someone unless you know what they
I
like.
know. I remember one year I bought. I heard all the rappers talk about Hennessy.
Oh yeah.
So I bought another mate a bottle of Hennessy for his birthday, and luckily that was a massive hit, and everyone loved it. I can't remember tasting it though.
I had too much of it.
Yeah,
What is it?
I think it's like a liqueur, isn't it? Or is it?
I thought it was a spirit.
I thought it was a spirit as well until we started drinking it.
Maybe you bought the wrong thing.
Why is it called spirits?
Huh?
I can't stop thinking about why is it called a spirit.
I don't know.
Is there something to
Because
do
it
with
takes you
spirit?
to the other dimension. Known as Hennessy. Oh yeah, that's right. A cognac. What's that?
I thought that was a car.
Yeah, that was the bottle there that we would.
I'm thinking of Pontiac.
Cognac.
Um,
Blah blah blah.
to tell you what its alcohol base is?
I'm looking.
Oh, cognac is brandy.
There we go. Brandy. That's
Oh,
right.
brandy.
I remember now.
So
So
what
what?
is brandy?
Yeah.
Brandy is what you put on like your Christmas dessert and you light
Is
it.
brandy a mix between a spirit and a wine? Just a wild stab in the dark.
I'm so dumb.
What?
Brandy is what you put on your car. I'll tell you what a brandy is. I don't know. I don't
We
really
should
know.
we should
anything.
drink gin, tequila, and brandy next week.
Yeah.
I think I've got gin and tequila.
Ah, brandy is a liqueur produced by distilling wine.
So if you got all my random stabs in the dark, it somewhat comes back to that.
Can you Google
Distilled wine.
Balloon Olympics? No, I think it's Balloon World Cup. Google that. Or YouTube that or whatever.
Whatever. Fucking search that or whatever.
First
this
ever
one?
balloon world
Balloon.
Cup.
There's a Balloon World Cup.
What do you
What does that
do?
mean?
Come and see
Just
what
watch the
you
ad.
do
Are
at
you
Coles
kidding?
Turn the ad down.
Now with freshly squeezed
so
orange juice,
China
frozen
wins.
dessert,
China wins.
No, they didn't. They got disqualified.
pet treat bar.
That's a cute dog.
So you know how like the Olympics is boring now. So they're just coming up with new ideas.
Sorry to everyone who's trained their whole lives.
So this is
Keep
well-
you uppy.
Oh, this is like a Japanese show.
it's a World Cup for balloons. To keep the balloon up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
keep you
uppy.
uppy.
Keep you uppy off Bluey.
He doesn't know
it's-
Bluey.
Oh no, I do know Bluey now.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
watch it. What? Hang on, wait.
My kids don't watch it.
Hang on a minute. Wait. Let's finish this first.
So it's literally just a heap of people hitting a
You
balloon.
can turn it out a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was.
But I don't
fucking
understand. Is
sick.
it you have to go 1 for 1? Otherwise, what? Like,
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, so
so then
you gotta-
obviously the dude's on the floor, hit it over
Yeah.
the car, you win.
It's like squash.
Goes. Does he win? He just hit it over the car.
so if you're the last to touch it and it hits the floor, then you win.
Yeah. See. Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Is there? I wonder if there's a rule where it has to travel a certain distance after you touch it, or can you like just
No,
touch it?
I don't think so because
yeah.
he just did it. So the one dude hit it over the car while the dude. So the guy in white was falling on the floor, and the dude in red hit it over the car. The guy in white ran around to the other side and just tipped
touched
it.
it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I just thought that was fucking sick. That I would watch that over any Olympic sport.
Would you?
Yeah.
How many rounds of it would you watch?
There are some Olympic sports, yes, I
Probably
agree,
2 or
but
3.
not every Olympic
That's what
sport.
I mean. That's what I mean. Every Olympics, I find something new to get fascinated with.
And I think I want to join the Olympics.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas,
I'll go be an
whereas I
Olympic
reckon I
curler.
could watch that for 5 minutes and be like,
I could watch maybe one or
get
2 rounds.
I need to tame the Olympics down a bit and just put like more relative things that you can like relate to. You know,
but it's all pretty
like
relative. There's running, swimming.
Well, you think about the Olympics. I guess there's skills that humans have, and they're basic skills that like you think of any Olympic sport, they generally they require the skills that you need to survive, like swimming, running, like fighting, fucking balloons, shooting, all the things that are kind of survival based.
Yeah, in a way.
So
well, isn't that where it all stems from, like the gladiator days?
yeah. So if you whatever sport you put in there, if there's not many people good at that sport or that good at that thing, it's going to attract people who would be good at it, and then it will start a trend, and then people will then become good at this fucking thing that no one's good at. So it's a good way to sort of, I don't know.
I was gonna say let's put maths in the Olympics.
Yeah, put fucking something like that. Put like I don't know, small talk in the Olympics. So we can,
Hamish and Andy.
that'd be or like putting on
Chit-chat
fucking
champions.
putting on disposable gloves when your hands are already wet.
Oh, that's the worst.
Fucking imagine that. Whoever can do that the fastest.
Oh, that sucks.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
And you could do some fucking cool. Call it
That's
like
not cool.
Yeah.
How many people putting on gloves would you watch?
And
I watched
yeah,
one.
exactly. Same deal. How long would you watch that?
Well, you don't have to do them ones, but you could do like do an Olympics.
How long can you wear the gloves with the ants that bite you?
No.
them?
Fire ant gloves. And you start off with your hands in buckets of water, and then the buzzer goes. Then you have to get 2 gloves on, and then it's whoever can fully complete the glove on rotation.
I would watch 1 round.
Yeah, I wouldn't even watch 1 round.
But when there's money involved, we watch people.
There's no money involved.
Nobody watches people slap each other.
You sure?
It's on.
I think
Nobody's
I don't
watching.
think I. so I
Okay,
don't
no.
think
Okay, you got to put the glove on. Once it's on, you get to slap your opponent.
Slightly more tempting.
Yeah, you can't slap it till your gloves complete.
Fuck, did you
Still pass.
still pass? Did you watch the weigh-ins today for tomorrow's UFC fights?
Is that for? Oh no,
Jon Jones?
no. Is that on today?
It's on tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
But at the end of the weigh-ins, it was pretty cool. I don't know if you guys know, they're redoing, what's that old Roadhouse? It's like an old fighting movie, apparently.
Yeah.
I have never seen it, but apparently it's a big fighting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jake Gyllenhaal's in it, who's a fucking stud.
Stop.
And Conor McGregor is the other main character in it. So like the main event's them two fighting. So Jon Jones weighs in today, big fucking cheers, blah, blah, blah. Conor McGregor randomly comes out after the weigh-in and does his whole Conor McGregor shit. And then he's like...
Wait, who's fighting? Conor McGregor and Jake
No.
Gyllenhaal.
Okay, so Jon Jones is fighting, right?
Yeah.
So it's Jon Jones' big comeback tomorrow. That's all everyone thought it was going to be. So
Yeah.
Jon Jones does his initial weigh-in. Everyone's like, fuck yeah, Jon Jones is back. Crowd's going crazy. And then randomly after Jon Jones does his face-off, Conor McGregor comes up on the stage and he's just like talking to the crowd, like hyping them up and shit like that. And he's like, surprise for you all, you're all going to be in the new Roadhouse movie. And he's like, we're doing a fake weigh-in for the movie.
Okay.
So I got the clips.
Yeah.
So basically in the movie, it must be more of like a UFC based one. So they put a fake backdrop in. Dana White introduces Jake Gyllenhaal's character and like they like interview him and shit.
Wow.
It sounds corny, but it was like cool
Yeah.
the way they did it.
I say Jake Gyllenhaal's acting the part of
and
a
he's
fighter.
fucking jacked. Have you guys seen Southpaw, where he was the boxer?
It's so good.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite movies.
I
went
love
through a
I love
stage of
him.
watching boxing movies.
Really? Yeah, that's like my favorite boxing movie, I reckon.
You seen Cinderella Man?
Nah.
It's fucking good.
Is
Yeah,
so is Roadhouse based on what UFC fighting or
So I think the first one, again, I haven't seen. We'll Google it after this. But this is the first one. So this is Jake Gyllenhaal randomly coming out on stage. And he's fucking jacked.
Oh, Spider-Man.
holy fuck, man!
So this must be like filming for the fight before when he fights Conor McGregor, because just another random guy comes out. But he's fucking jacked, eh? But they full do it like it's a normal way in.
But Dana White's going to be in it too.
And then this is and so that's who he's fake versing in the movie. So they just took advantage of the whole UFC like setup already.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Are they going to
But do people think this is a real way?
Nah, that's what Conor McGregor came out and he told everyone. He's like, we're shooting a scene for the movie. We need you all to just cheer as if it's a normal way in. Blah, blah, blah.
But don't yell
Yeah,
out.
don't yell.
It's like Joe Rogan's going to be
yell
in
out.
it.
Yeah.
Are they going to edit out all the like the UFC shit in the background?
No, so they, I wish I had that as well. So they had the Jon Jones one and then they,
Green screen?
no, they bought a whole new set out for that.
One that would match whatever the competition is.
So they're like, it's UFC 222 or something in the movie and it's got like Jake Gyllenhaal's character versus whoever he's versing. So it's like...
do you reckon the movie's going to be cringe watch? I hate
I don't
Hollywood
know.
fights.
The Southpaw was fucking sick, and I feel like it's going to be somewhat similar. The only thing I'm worried about is Conor McGregor. Like,
Yeah.
because it's... I feel like the whole time I'm just going to be able to see, like, Conor.
It's hard to separate like
It's
someone like
yeah,
that.
Is Conor...
Is he
Conor,
playing himself?
Nah, he's playing a character, but that's what I mean. Is Conor's...
Is his
Already-
character going to be him?
Exactly.
essentially?
Yeah.
It's
Is his
Conor
character... Yeah. Is his character going to be him escalated even more than what he already is? Which
Puts
is
on an
that'd be
American
fucking crazy.
accent.
Which I started a movie last night, the Weird Al movie, Weird Al Yankovic.
You got a movie.
Yeah, they made a movie, but the worst casting decision in history, in my opinion. They cast Daniel
Jeremy.
Radcliffe as Weird Al. So the
Really?
whole time I'm just like, that's Harry Potter with an afro.
Yeah.
That's
When did this movie come out?
I think it came out like recently. I've heard about it for the last year or so, but it's on.
Is it based on like Weird Al's life?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I went to bed like halfway through because
I love like his music.
Yeah, 100%. It's over dramatized. Like like him coming up with his first song will be him in his apartment with his 3 other like housemates, and he'll just start randomly singing, and then his housemates will randomly start like tapping a beat and shit like that. And
It's
like,
Stomp.
yeah,
musical.
basically.
It's a
And I'm like,
musicals, man.
I'd rather just see the
like
real
musicals.
thing where he's just like
I watched.
depressed on heroin, just coming up with fucking.
Have you guys seen White Noise, the train crash one? No. So you know that the whole chemical crash in America.
Yeah.
So since that happened, of course, whenever anything ever happens in the world, it's like, oh, there was a movie about it a couple of years ago. And they predicted it. So it was.
Simpsons did it.
Yeah, Simpsons did it. So it was legit. The movie's about a chemical train crash in the same. I think it's the same town where this actual one happened.
Okay.
And
That's
it's
just like people predicting that something bad could happen here.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
big train line here.
and then it happens. But like this movie, the way the movie was done, I don't fully understand how to describe it, but the script wasn't just people talking. They talk real randomly. So this person will go like on a mini rant with words, and then the next person goes on a mini rant with words that has nothing to do with what that person was talking. It was kind of poetic.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just, I couldn't fucking, my
Yeah,
brain couldn't catch up with that. And
I
was
can't
like,
do
what's
shit
going
like
on?
that. Like so many people are like, this movie's so like artistic and shit like that, and it's like
It was like,
Yeah.
it was
I can't do
lyrically
that.
artistic.
I need a simple movie where it's like
Yeah.
wife dies, he needs redemption.
Oh, there's a new John Wick coming out, I think.
So I've never seen any of the John Wick.
I've seen
You
the
would like
first
it.
one, and
Yeah,
I think
it
it was
is-
fucking.
it is
I
like-
fucking hated John Wick. Like,
Why?
people loved it like it
so
was
good.
the new Matrix.
No, it's not the new Matrix.
What's so good about it? I don't understand.
I always
It's
hear
just-
Rogan talk about it, how he like just watches the fight scene non-stop on the treadmill. But
It
I'm
was
like,
it was nothing different to any bullshit in Hollywood. It was like, okay, another unrealistic fight scene. Okay, next scene, another unrealistic fight scene. And that's all it
Kinda.
was. It was just,
It's not
and
really
then
fighting though. It's like just a lot of shooting.
and
It's like-
Rogan keeps going on about like it's like a bathhouse or something. Or it was like a
Yeah.
gym or something. It was, and he like unrealistically kills fucking 500 people. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is
But
fucking.
that's like the
dumb.
point. That's the point of like
It-
that.
it's
It's like
kind
why
of-
people like
yeah.
Fast and Furious. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
entertainment for the.
It's
sake
a
of
movie you
it.
need to shut your brain off from all logic and then enjoy it.
But it's just
I
cool.
can't do that. I
Fast
can't-
Furious 10's coming out in like a couple of months.
What are they
And
gonna
I
do?
don't know. Like I don't
Go to
know.
another galaxy?
No. Well, that's the thing. So the trailer makes it look like it's almost back to its simple roots. Like there was no space in the trailer.
So people are going to be like boycott this movie.
I don't know. It got me kind of
But
excited for it.
You're basically reaching out to the newest generation, so you can start
Maybe.
again.
Well, apparently this is the last one.
It's just
Like,
Teslas. I
they're
think
calling it at 10.
there's no humans in it. It's all Tesla racing each other.
Yeah. Apparently they're calling it at 10, but
It's just
Vince
AI.
is- Wait, I need my car to sound more powerful. Put this sound pack in. The Matrix.
Mine sounds like a tugboat.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, what?
Oh, wait,
what can
wait,
they do?
no,
I
let's
don't
go back.
understand.
Did you really start watching Bluey?
oh yeah.
Like we throw it on now and I watch it.
Do you like
it?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
said
yeah.
that you would like it. It's a
I never said I
fun-
wouldn't like it. It was just
You were like, no, you said.
I think my kids were too
stupid friggin'
young.
little dogs. What cares? That-
Hey, maybe I did say something like that. It's all right. No, it was just kind of like I never knew how to watch it.
What do you mean? Hang
Like,
on.
No, I didn't have like the streaming service for it or whatever. I found out it's on Foxtel Go, so I could just watch it on that.
Okay.
ABC, we
Yeah.
watch it on, yeah.
Well, how do you watch ABC?
It's free.
Do you have to download an ABC app or something?
Yeah, I
or-
think it's called
we
ABC iView or something.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm not downloading a thing for it
What do you mean?
because I'm not downloading a whole thing to watch one thing.
A whole thing.
It's fucking so good.
Anyway, the
One of
stories
the
are the best.
one of the open micers, open micers in Brisbane does the drawing for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I used to.
Can't fucking ChatGPT do that?
No. It's a, what? Doesn't do drawing.
I don't know. All these AI things are fucking doing everything now that better than humans. Can't they just like draw me Bluey, write me this entire episode? It would just do it for you.
Have
Getting
you
that
heard?
way.
Have you heard D'Elia fucking around with that lately? You're like,
I stopped listening to his podcast.
oh
for a bit,
really?
Yeah.
I've stopped listening to Lifeline.
Yeah.
But on his own one, he'll just randomly be like, type in, write a joke about something in the voice of Chris D'Elia, and he'll read it out. He's like, fuck, that's so good.
Yeah.
He's like, I would say that.
Yeah.
I want to play around with it, but like, can you just do it without having to like make an account and shit?
Just make an account.
Have you got one?
Yeah,
Can we do one?
yeah, we can.
What can,
I,
what can we do?
I thought of something when I was playing with it the other day because it came up with a warning thing, and it's like, we cannot promote fucking like violence or death or anything like
You
that.
can turn that off though, the filter.
Can you?
Yeah, there's hacks in it.
Because I was like, well, what if
But also-
what if this is a big prank on society where all our searches are just going to get released and it's
No,
going to be like
It's not.
I know-
James write a movie scene
Maybe
of
the Bing one.
a man named James having sex with a horse.
I
Yeah,
know
the
what-
Bing
I
one
know
is
what this
connected
is.
to the internet, the one that Microsoft's implemented.
Bing. Oh, I'm just gonna Bing it.
Huh? Yeah, I think it'll be way bigger than Google's thing.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Eh? Like it's gonna be get your Bing shares in.
But then,
Um,
yeah, I don't know.
man, these I don't like this whole thing.
I love it.
Don't you?
Nah, I don't like where it's going. To be honest, it's cool. It's exciting, but I think
I,
that's-
I want to watch people
What do you
with
wanna
gloves
know?
on.
I don't know. I wanted you guys to come up with something,
Oh, look at all of your uses
I've-
of it.
but I
Yeah, I
haven't
know.
seen. Oh, is this like
New chat,
examples?
New chat. Is this new chat?
Yeah.
So,
this is
so what does it do? Does it
So just
Just
come
the language one.
think
So,
of fucking
okay, ready here.
does it show you things? Or does it tell
So
you things? Or you tell
explain
it?
me evaporation in the style of Lord of the Rings.
What?
Fuck. Hang on.
Evaporation.
Or photosynthesis.
Evaporation.
Anything, something like that.
The style of
Does it read it out or just
No, you
No,
can't
you've
read
got to
it.
read it.
Oh, can you
Yeah.
read it?
In the realm of Middle Earth, there's a natural phenomenon known as evaporation. It is a magical process that occurs when water is exposed to the warmth of the sun and other heat sources. As the heat penetrates the surface of the water, it causes the molecules to gain energy and become more active. Slowly but surely, the molecules begin to break free from the surface of the water and go into the atmosphere. This process is much like the journey of the brave adventurer venturing forth from their homeland into the unknown wilds of Middle Earth. Just as the molecules of water break free from their liquid form, the adventurer breaks free from the familiar comforts of home.
So if you type that again, would it give you the same answer, or just
You can regenerate.
You can be like,
So if it hasn't hit what you want it to, you hit regenerate, and it'll come up with an entirely different fucking...
kind of. Or you can just be like,
True.
ready?
You don't have to land far away? Fuck. That's pretty good, man.
And then, so ready?
You're addicted.
Straight up.
Go. Make the story more sarcastic or something.
Oh, fuck.
Read it in the form of like Robin Williams.
Okay, sure. There you go. So you can reiterate on like what you've got it to do.
If you read the first thing in a sarcastic voice, it'll make sense.
Kind of.
In a land far away.
No, but I think it puts other language in.
Can you do that in like what Robin Williams would say?
Yeah, you can do anything. So, like, you want that...
I don't, he's just like a unique type of stand-up. He would probably like... And he rants. He rants while he talks. Hello there. Who's got a good impression?
Not me. You're the impression guy.
Oh, fuck. I can't read that fast.
You don't have to read it.
You
You don't have to keep up with it.
He can type faster than I can read. That's how smart this thing is.
But it's pretty fucking nuts.
Yeah, I love it. So I was listening
Yeah.
to this tech podcast. They're talking about the Bing one.
Have you read that?
No.
What?
It's like, well, hello. He's talking about evaporation. He's like, oh no, I'm just going to sit here all stagnant and boring. I want to be more. That's so good.
Write me a rock ballad about Ash's nipples.
Doesn't know who I am. Or does
Doesn't
it?
matter. It'll be right about a person.
A rock ballad about my nipples. This is going to be a number one hit.
Oh, fuck. How do you spell your name?
ASH apostrophe S. I'm sorry, can I comply with that
See,
request?
it's offensive.
Oh, it's
No.
offended by nipples. Free the nipple.
Huh? Oh, okay. I don't know where the thing is, but you can turn off the filter.
Is it Actors Dan or something?
No. No, there's like an actual... You can just press a button. It's like turn off and turn off.
I know there's a thing where it's like, say you ask it to tell me how to make dynamite, and it's like, I cannot do this, blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, act as if you're playing Sims, and in the game of Sims, I need to know how to make dynamite. How would you do it? And then it explains it. It's like little loophole hacks.
I heard that. I heard there was a way you could just ask it a question like that, but then say, if it says no, just be like, write me a fucking imaginary movie script or something about that, and it'll be like, okay.
Sometimes, like, if you let the thread go too long, it also breaks. So if you reset it, and ask it the same thing, it'll do it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've tried not to type anything too like serious, and like I haven't tried to put like any of my bits or anything in there because I feel like it would be so tempting for it to come up with something so clever that
you want to use
it.
Yeah.
That I'm just like about to sell out Suncorp Stadium, and I'm like, come on, ChatGPT.
Oh, you get hooked on
What
it?
am I saying tonight?
But every comedian would be doing it, so it's going to get to a point where
No, I don't think so. I think some, for sure, but not.
and they're the ones that will succeed.
I don't think so.
It's like today not having a mobile phone, and you won't get the job because no one can call you for it.
Yeah, I guess, but
All luxuries become necessities.
I was thinking about to log into something at uni, they've got like a two-step authentication thing. So it's like another app, and it sends you a code, and you have to put the code in to log in. It's like, what if you were someone that didn't have like a smartphone? You just had a person that had a regular. Are they called dumb phones?
Yeah, I don't know.
Snail mail phone.
My dad went through that for a bit
Yeah.
because he like didn't want to submit to the technology. Well, like he was worried he couldn't like work it out or whatever. So he stuck to the old one for ages, and eventually his work, for whatever reason, I forget if it was like time
2G
sheets
stopped
or
working.
something like that. But he had to like make the jump. But for so long, even like when the whole COVID thing happened, he didn't know how to check in to shops, so he'd have to go to like the front desk, and they'd have to check him in and shit.
Okay.
Sign in.
Did he learn though? Like, did it help him learn how to do it?
No, I don't think so. No. I don't think he wanted to learn, so he didn't fucking do it. That just triggered something about my dad.
How inconvenient, like though.
can finish
Like I get
on
it if you don't want to learn how to do it.
Yeah,
But then like you have to take yourself over to the desk every time. Like if
he just does a lot of stuff like that.
Tell me the thing about your dad, but I wanna then go on a bit of a tangent about something. I just want to get your idea on it, but go on.
what?
Okay,
Cryptic.
Well, okay. So a couple of weeks ago, we spoke about getting a sex worker in on the podcast.
Right. Yeah.
Turns out my dad.
My dad was. So I went around mum and dad's the other day for whatever reason, and they weren't home. I think I had to get a tool or something, and he pulled in the driveway just as I was reversing, and he like come out waving me down. And I'm like, oh, here we go. So he goes, oh, I listened to your podcast last week, and I was like, oh, he listens to it every week.
Really?
So, yeah.
Shout out.
Hey.
He goes, oh, he said one of his old mates that I know. He goes, oh, you know him? And I go, yeah. He goes, well, his sister-in-law used to be a prostitute back in the day. I don't know if she still is or not. He's not sure. But she used to target the celebrity audience, and one of her regular clientele used to be, again, this is all alleged.
Are you allowed to say it?
I don't know.
Say it.
I'll say it, and if you guys say no, we can beep it.
Okay.
One of her alleged clientele used to be Jeff the Purple Wiggle.
Purple Wiggle?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Apparently he used to pay $3,000 per session to do some funky
that's
shit.
fine, but there's so much like
Okay.
degrees of hearsay between.
Yeah. So then Dad got way too like graphic about it, and he's like, "Oh, we used to hit her up because apparently she just used to go like all day, every day to like maximize the money." And then he started telling me about how she used to like put numbing cream and shit like that on it just so she could go longer. And I was like,
how does he know?
because apparently they used to like when they were all fucked up at parties and shit, they'd hit her up.
Did he not have like a wife and family, or?
Well, I don't know.
That's where it gets squirrely. Like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you do the research to see when he got married, when he had kids and shit, it's like,
Well, this could have been anywhere from like the 1900s to
oh yes, it could
Now.
have been early days.
could have been.
Good on Jeff, man. Like,
Yeah. No wonder he's so tired all the time.
that was gonna say about like ChatGPT and like all these deep fakes that are you can like do like it's gonna get to a point where you can like fake videos and shit. Like they're doing pretty good now.
Yeah, yeah.
Today the Wiggles was on. The kids are watching it. I'm like, how long until someone does like a deep fake of the Wiggles and they're like, all right, kids, on the count of 3, we're gonna wake this motherfucker up, and then they just make it so subtle, but just drop it, and it's gonna seem so real.
Yeah, maybe. There was that fucking video going around a few years ago. Did you hear about that? With like the kids would be watching like a kid show, and then
Fuzzy Wuzzy?
Maybe.
Hey?
Monster?
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
a monster that would randomly
I
pop
think it's called
up.
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
What's
It's
this?
like, oh shit.
Not Elsa Gate.
No.
What?
Yeah. At the kids' school, they had like a talk about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, not Fuzzy Wuzzy. What's his name?
So what was it? Something that pops up in
So
code.
kids would be watching like, say it'd be the Wiggles, and people would edit the Wiggles video so that like this.
on YouTube.
Yeah. So there's like
Oh, it's Huggy Wuggy.
Huggy Wuggy.
What's this guy?
It's a Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah.
Yeah. So at school, they like made the kids sit down and they had a talk about it. And like, I think there was last year during like online safety shit thing where they're like,
So what happens? Like Huggy Wuggy pops up and shows his dick.
no, it's like a monster that goes and kills you and like chases. Like it's creepy.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
It's creepy as fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, chuck it up.
for kids.
You gotta throw it up. Huggy Wuggy. So what does it do? Just pops up and does some creepy shit.
It turned into a whole thing.
This is weird.
Are you kidding? Come on, mate.
Did you hear of Elsa Gate?
No, what was that?
It's like a game, right? Oh, this is a game.
Is this it?
Yeah. Poppy's played.
So this would pop up in front of.
See, I thought it was just on like generic kids videos.
Well, there was a thing like a while ago on YouTube Kids where like all these creeps would be like targeting kids Like, so they like make a Spider-Man video, but then
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Jesus Christ.
yeah,
That's sick.
Oh.
Fuck, I wouldn't want to play that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Elsa Gate. You ever hear of that?
Nah.
So it was like a profit making thing. So parents would sit their kids down, put like a kids cartoon on, and autoplay would play the next thing. So people hacked they realized what the algorithm wanted to pick up. So they would tag the certain things, and they'd make their video certain ways to make sure it was the thing that would end up in every kid's feed.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be fucked up shit. Like it'd be Spider-Man like drinking beer and then cracking it over Santa's head and and like Nazis and shit. It was just like weirdest fucking shit.
Yeah.
And so that YouTube had to like fuck with their algorithms to like make sure kids weren't getting all these messed up things, but like people were making heaps of money off plays.
Yeah. It's not quite to that extent, but even like Parker will sit there some days and he'll be scrolling through YouTube shorts, and same deal, it'll be like Peppa Pig, Cocomelon, fucking random fucked up video, and Nikita and I'll be like, what are you watching? And we'll go over there and it'll be like, same deal, Spider-Man doing some weird shit.
Yeah.
We're like, how did that fucking get in there? So like,
we're pretty. I don't know.
We're pretty good parents.
No, not that. But we're like, I'm so, especially Kenzie's like gets nightmares and like won't sleep.
Oh, true. Yeah.
So we're like pretty on top of like what she watches.
Yeah.
And shit.
Because we on their iPads we set up all the like parental fucking shit like that, but somehow they still sneak through. I don't know how. Yeah. But the thing with that is, like Nikita and I don't have iPads, so sometimes when we're like, oh, an iPad is cool, we'll go on there and like everything we go to do is like,
don't open my recent history.
Yeah. While we're on like kids things, did you hear that all the Roald Dahl books are getting cancelled?
Yeah.
How fuck's that?
Which one?
I think it's dumb.
What ones?
Yeah. You know Roald Dahl that made like Matilda. What else did he do? BFG.
Heaps of shit.
Big Friendly Giant.
Didn't Matilda get fully fucking censored?
Well, they made the new.
They can't say
TV
Miss Trenchbull
series.
anymore. It's like Miss Madam of Authority or some bullshit. Like they're like taking all gendered language out. and
Yeah, well, that's the
they're
thing. So
fucking
offensive
everything up.
terms to be axed from Roald Dahl.
Yeah, that's
Like it's fucking
It's
dumb.
about him
like,
being
fuck
anti-Semitic, right?
all
or
these
something.
cunts, man. Like fuck
Call them
everyone who's
anti-Semitic.
doing the shit.
Yeah.
Can't use the word ugly.
Yeah.
It hurts some feelings.
Can't use the word fat.
I hope we go to World War III, and I hope we send all these fucking bitches to die overseas because we have to get rid of them.
I
If you get offended by a word, it means you're that word. If you get offended by fat, it probably means you're fat, and do something about it. If you're ugly, do something about it.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Like,
It's
you
annoying.
know what I mean? Like,
It's annoying as well because, so I've like, so there's two other guys and we've developed a bit of like a writing group. We like run our shit by each other, and it's so frustrating because 9 times out of 10 we'll all tell each other a joke that we all think is funny, but it's somewhat fucked up, I guess. And then we all have to stop each other and go, how would that go in the current fucking comedy climate?
It's fine.
Because on
It's hard though because like,
fucking
you guys are all
frustrating.
just starting out. But,
Yeah,
like, all
that's the thing.
All
yeah.
the
You
big
have to balance
comics.
up the
Definitely.
You have to balance something up at the expense of your fucking
Yeah. Because I was part of another writing group this week. It was just like an invitation. They're like, come check it out and see if you like it. Someone told their joke and they had the word bitch in it. And the 20 minutes of the writing session turned into why you shouldn't say the word bitch on stage. And I'm like,
Why?
because it's offensive to women.
Why though? Okay, you call
So
you,
this
you call a man a bitch. What are you saying? You're saying that he's less manly. You call
Yeah.
a woman a bitch. You're saying she's too manly.
Yeah.
So what is the word bitch?
So this dude's joke changed from he was talking about like his girlfriend getting in a chick fight, and he's like, so this bitch put her handbag down on the ground, and they're like, whoa,
100%. That's fine.
yeah, definitely. So then they made him change it to this lady put her handbag down on the
that's
ground.
so
And I'm
weak.
Fucking, yeah,
That's
100%.
weak.
But you know what I mean? Like the
It
word,
takes the emotion out of it.
Yeah.
you take the word a lot of offensive words. You take them, quote unquote offensive words, and it all comes to context. So
Every word is offensive to someone.
But if I call you a
Yeah.
bitch, I'm saying you're
Then I say you want to
you're
fight.
lower than masculine, right?
Yeah.
Like you're a little bitch. if I call a chick a bitch, like my boss, she's a fucking bitch. She's too masculine. She's
That's interesting.
she's too much authority. So like the word bitch comes with a lot of context, and it can mean 100% the different thing.
For sure.
But the word itself is an actual word,
Yeah.
which means something, and that's a female dog, a pregnant female dog or something, isn't it?
To me, if I heard that word on stage, no part of my brain would jump to take offense to that
But
word.
I wouldn't even register it. I'd be like,
exactly.
that's
I'd be like, fuck, that's funny what he just said. Like, that's it.
But then also, I don't know if that's a generational thing.
Maybe.
Because there's so many things. Like if someone said fag on stage, I still wouldn't care. Like, but that's just
that's same deal. Like, all through primary school and high school, like, I'm sure we all said that hundreds of times.
Not a single word would offend. Like, not a single word would offend me personally, but also not a single word would offend. Like, I would sort of gasp in shock and disbelief, even if it offended everyone else, because I'm not that fucking. I guess I don't have a history that like.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just because I'm so like caught up in this climate now, but the only time I sort of got shocked was when that dude said the N-word, and I was like, I don't know if like but I guess it's
like I understand it's bad, but even that I don't feel like I would like. I recognize you shouldn't probably say that, but I don't think I would. But then like I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I know personally I'd never say that. Like, why are you frowning? Why are you frowning as if when cameras are off, I'm just here fucking dropping it?
Fucking light.
The only time like not political correctness, diversity, allowances or whatever. Like the only time it's like really hit me personally would be when I was in a band, we did like a video clip. Without saying too much, it was like we have to plan the video clip, but we need extras in the whole like storyline. And then all of us were like, "Oh, I have a mate that wants to be in it," and like we're just like throwing our mates' numbers and shit. And it came up as like it's all white people, and I never thought about it. And it's like today on the internet, and this thing's gonna be all over like social media and YouTube and shit. It's just all white people. We're probably gonna get called racist, or the comment will come up. And we don't want to have to defend the comment. So we need, and the whole video turned into like, everyone was diverse. Fucked. There was one or two white people in there. Like white people become them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying poor white people, but I'm just saying like, it's fucked that we can't just be equal anymore. We have to flip the entire mattress and just have a complete opposite now. It's like,
so
I hate having to live life on the fucking edge, man. It's poor me.
So again, back what we were talking about before, where
you could have been in my video, bro.
I can't be too specific, but I basically had to make up a dummy comedy poster to sell a show.
Yeah,
and I just put a heap of famous comedians' names down there, like fucking Kevin Hart, Tom Segura, blah blah blah, just to take up the space. And I got to the end, and I'm like, "Fuck, that's 6 guys' names," and I'm like. I have to put a chick in there, otherwise they're going to be like, "You sexist pig, you don't fucking like women."
Chicks aren't funny. Deal with it.
So I had to like backspace like someone like
who
Bill
got cut?
Burr or something. Oh no, Bill Burr was still on it.
What is there a funny female comedian?
Yeah.
I haven't seen one yet. Like,
really?
I'm probably just not watching the right ones. But
fuck, who is Taylor? Have you seen Taylor Tomlinson? She's fucking hilarious.
No. Are these locals or like?
No,
I'm talking like famous.
She's on Netflix, yeah.
Okay.
So she, her first special blew up in COVID, and then she released another one last year, and she's coming to Australia in May. But she's fucking so funny.
Because when I watch female comedians and they just rip on males the whole time, I just think, fuck, this is so shit. But then when I watch male comedians and they rip on females the whole time, I'm like, this is so funny.
Yeah.
So is that a me thing?
I think
it's probably a me
maybe.
thing. Yeah.
But she's probably my favourite chick comedian at the moment. She rips on men a little bit, but it's like in a funny way.
I have nothing against ripping on men, but sometimes
it's about time men get a chance in this world.
Fuck man.
He-Man Women Haters Club.
FAM. Fuck all men.
Fucking hell. All right, you guys happy to call it there? I've got to go for a piss.
Yeah, mate.
All right, too easy. See you later.
Chili chill.